Hi guys, my name is Siang and I'm the founder of Hard Knock Creative Studio, and I make board games such as Kleptopoly, Vagrant Dash, and also recently the V game by Libris. Board game design is a multidisciplinary job. So in order to make a board game, you need three things. The first one is the game mechanics, like how the game is played. The second thing is the art and design graphics of the game, so that the game experience is better instead of just like grids and all those things. And then lastly, the prototyping and production process, so that you can make your game into a reality. So for a board game designer, you have to know how to design the game mechanic. That's a must. And if you know art and design and also the production process as well, that will help you a lot. For education, if you want to improve your game design skill, you can go to study game design. But for me, I like to do it the fun way, which is to play a lot of games. You can learn a lot of new things by playing other people's game, and then study them and use the things that they did great, and then put it into your own game. The most important things to focus on in game design is how to make a game fun. Making a game is very easy. You write out the rules, but then again, if the rules is not fun, then it's not a fun game. As for the art and design, if you want to improve on that part, you have to start by learning the basics. Start by drawing, pencil drawing, learn how to shade, draw characters, draw environmental art, anything. Also, what is important about art and design is you need to learn how to compose. Compose means each image will have things like characters and also environment. So how do you pose the characters so that it looks cool or engaging or sending a proper message, like the person is what is he's doing, and then the environment is inspiring or different, creative. That's the more important things in art and design, not just drawing for fun. For the production skill, you need to learn how the board game is made. So things such as the printing process, and also what kind of materials you use, paper, how heavy the paper is, like how many grams, and also what kind of cardboard, what kind of texture is the paper, and also if you have like small figurines inside your game, you have to know how they are made, like plastic injection, moldings, resin casting. These are all the things that you need to know in order to make your games into an actual product. Because if you don't have your game as an actual product, you cannot sell it, and thus you don't have money, and this is not considered a job anymore. It's like a hobby, which is not good if you want to make it into your career. So how did I end up being a board game designer? First thing, I am a graphic designer and also an illustrator. Also at my free time, I know how to sculpt and make molds and to make these small figurines. So the three requirements for board game design is game design, art, and also the production. So the latter two parts, I already know them. So the game design part, I had a lot of training when I was younger, because when I was younger, I played a lot of video games. Yeah. So from all the experience I had from last time, the video games, I used some of those ideas to to put it into my board games, and together with my art and design, I can create board games. So that's why I started doing it. What I love about board game design is that I love how my game looks when it's fully done and put onto the table, and also when people are excited to play my game, I love to see their eyes, shine when they look at my game. Yeah. I also like the process of creating things. So to see your creation, become a reality, that one feeling is precious to me. As for the difficult things about board game design, the most difficult thing is the journey. Because board game design, a board game require around 2 to 4 years in order for the game to be finished and published and sent to sell. That is a long period of time. So during this time, you have to be disciplined, and you have to make sure you're working very hard every day. And at each day you slack off means each day is lost, and your production will get longer. So for 2 to 4 years, you have to maintain the momentum every day and not slack off. Yeah, don't be lazy. That's the hardest thing, self-discipline. Also, one difficult thing is that you need to keep yourself updated, so you have to do a lot of reading and research regarding game design. There is a lot of things to read for game design, and you have to do it every day in order to keep yourself updated. Since I was small, I have always liked toys and games and also animations. These things brought me joy and was a source of inspiration for me. When I was in primary school, I used to draw and also create stories inspired from the movies and animations I watched or the games that I played. So I like that these things bring joy and inspirations to the humankind. And from these inspirations, I started to create things such as my own stories, my own characters, my own games, and also I draw them out, even create sculptures of them. And this design process is very engaging for me, and I love the creation process. And throughout the whole board game design journey, the creative process is the most rewarding things for me. To be able to know that I can create things, stories, characters from my own is very addictive sometimes. So I will always keep creating things because I really like to create things. And now it took the form of board games. As for the job affecting my lifestyle, because most of the time I'll be working at my home in front of the computer, creating the artwork and also rule writing for the games. Some people might think that working from home is pretty comfortable, but not really, because working from home it requires a lot of self-discipline, and in order to make sure that you do work, keep work done, and any minutes that you spend procrastinating, you are going to regret it. And also working long hours in front of the computer sitting, I find that I lack exercise, which is not very good. One of the hardest part of being a board game designer is that a board game doesn't generate a lot of income. Like what I said, you have to wait a few years before your game actually sells, and then your game might be doing well or not really that good. So during this time you need income. So for me, I will work as a graphic designer and also illustrator on my off time to support my self and my family. Some advice for those who wish to become a board game designers is to play more games, but be careful not to play the same game. Like recently there are a lot of games that are designed to be addictive and to be played repeatedly. Those games are fun, but sometimes it won't help you to get more ideas or learn new things. So be careful not to play one game, and instead play a lot of different games so that you can learn more game mechanics and what kind of fun elements are in some games so that you can use it in yours. And of course, you need to work really hard, because this industry is not very popular currently in Malaysia, and so there are not much publishers around. Maybe you guys will have more publisher by then, but mostly is you have to work hard in order to get yourself off the ground.